Welcome back to Beauty Boss Millionaire. I'm your host, Felicia Fracassi, and in season 8, we're talking on how to grow your business with business loans and business credit and all those things that a lot of people never get to because they don't know where to start. So the objective of today's episode is to help and assist entrepreneurs and business owners in establishing a business line of credit and establishing loans. Now, lines of credit and loans, this is what you need to know. When your company needs cash to cover, these expenses, you don't always have time to wait through the loan application process and trying to figure out which one is the right one. So instead, having that line of credit already ready and in place provides access to a guaranteed amount of money at any time that you need it, so that you never find yourself in a bind. If you routinely require small amounts of money to keep your business going rather than large lumps and sums of occasional expenses purchases, a business line of credit is right for you. This is what you need. Only if you're going to be responsible. I only say this on purpose. If you are not a responsible person, you're horrible at managing your money, this might not be for you. You may need to just not spend and just reduce expenses. But if you are responsible and you can play the balancing act, it's like you're robbing Peter to pay Paul because you're taking out a loan, but it has to go back. So let's first go over lines of credit versus business loans. There are many types of business loans, but a line of credit is somewhat different. The choice between applying for a business loan or a line of credit loan depends on how much cash you need and what you intend on using it for. Business loans typically provide a one-time lump sum payment. They require repayment at a fixed interest rate. They have stable, predictable monthly payments, and they include closing costs or early repayment penalties. Okay, so that's business loans. Lines of credit, on the other hand, are similar to credit cards in the way that money is accessed. If you qualify for this type of loan, you can expect to have a set amount of money to borrow against, flexibility to borrow as much as you need at any time, monthly payments calculated based on how much is borrowed, variable interest rates lower than the prime rate, a drawing fee for borrowing against the credit line, few or no closing costs. Now, both loan types require a good cash flow, a solid credit score, and a strong financial standing. Certain business, such as retail establishments, benefit more from lines of credit because they're predictable variables in the cash flow. Seasonal changes in sales means earnings fluctuate on a set schedule, and earning money is often needed to continue operations during slow times. When you're able to anticipate these financial needs, you can rely on these lines of credit to provide security. A line of credit is also useful when you can require a short-term boost in working capital. If you're unable to meet payroll deadlines and inventory needs to be increased or replenished, you need to cover expenses and costs associated with hiring new employees. And lastly, marketing efforts needed to increase and anticipate of any type of special events or something coming up. The point is to have both options ready depending on what your business needs. Applying for a line of credit, these are the basics. Like a business loan, a line of credit may be secured or unsecured. Secured lines of credit need collateral backing them up. Unsecured lines are guaranteed by your business and require more trust on the other part of the lender. In both cases, you're at risk of loss. Should you be unable to make these payments, the lender will either take possessions of your collateral or have the choice to sue for what you owe. So just be careful what you're doing. Don't take it unless you need it. To avoid these problems, work to build up a good credit score for your business and yourself. Have a dedicated business bank account and stay on top of all of your payments. That means everything. Keep a detailed records of cash flow, profit and loss, accounts payable and receivables, revenue streams, assets, and income. Most lenders want to see this information when deciding whether or not to extend this line of credit to your business. And when you're applying, ask about any fees associated with that line of credit. There may be fees for borrowing money or maintaining the account when you haven't borrowed for a length of time. Make sure that you understand the interest rate and the payment structure so that you can continue to practice good credit management. Lastly, we're going to go over the benefits of a business line of credit. You may wonder if it's even worth it all. Well, credit cards can hit you with fees and penalties subject to change with little warning. Interest rates or a line of credit is often lower, and making regular payments also builds up your credit rating. So when compared to some other, business loan providers, the monthly payment on a credit line tend to be smaller and you don't have to worry about the money running out. Instead, you have a set credit limit to draw from for the duration of your loan term, as long as you're diligent about paying off what you borrow. You won't be stressed out about the long-term debt. Now, when you're looking at some of these businesses that have, business lines of credit, there's tons of them out there. So you really need to do your research and figure out which one's best for you. There's Biz to Credit, there's Fundera, there's Blue Vine, there's National Funding, there's On Deck, there's First Down Funding. I can go on and on. Fundbox, Funding Circle, Fiora Financial. They keep on sending me emails. So, these loan amounts can be anywhere from $5,000 to $500,000, depending on how strong your business is. Some are from $4,000 to $200,000. Some are even from $5K to $500,000. Now, I know it sounds all exciting, I know, but honestly, if you don't have the money to pay this back, never bite off more than what you can chew, because you can find yourself very stressed and in a situation that you don't want to be in, because you don't want to ruin the business credit. You don't want to do that. That's like the ultimate no. It's very sensitive, and I don't suggest that you do that. So we're going to get more into this next. Thanks for tuning into Beauty Boss Millionaire.